which digital marketing services will help you reach 6 and 7 figures. And I want to talk about today and go over the current digital marketing services and specifically go over Fiverr, because I think Fiverr is a great marketplace if you're starting your SMMA, if you're already running your SMMA. I think it's just if you're not on Fiverr, it's still, could be profitable for you. You can be doing extremely well, but you can still be getting really great results by selling your service on Fiverr. And I want to cover this digital marketing space, especially social media marketing services, and go over certain services that you can offer today and what other sellers are doing. So first of all, if you are new, if you have never seen my channel before, I've been running my social media marketing agency on Fiverr mostly, and I've been able to reach over 7-figure milestone. As you can see, I have currently $1.8 million earned on Fiverr, completed over 24,000 orders as well, and then in October I made over 30K as well on Fiverr. So I'm an active seller, and I'm showing this that it's possible, and I'm not just talking and not doing it myself. So I think there is a lot of opportunity here. And of course, my profile, my mainly services are Instagram growth. I'm doing content creation, content management as well. And in this video, I wanna go over the social media marketing space. So first of all, when you go on Fiverr, you can of course go into different categories, right? You can go digital marketing, you can go programming and tag, graphic design. We are specifically focusing on digital marketing. That's my main industry, and especially social media marketing. That's where my main gigs are. Pretty much all of my gigs are. And of course, Fiverr, from time to time, they're changing, they're adding more subcategories, but this category specifically is the most interesting because it has a lot of potential. It's also very competitive. You can see over 100,000 services there available, but this doesn't mean that you cannot succeed. It's not, for me, when I look at this, when I see that, if you are just getting started, yes, it's gonna take some time. It's not gonna be an overnight success, but it's gonna take time in everything. For me, it also took some time. Okay, now I have a lot of reviews, a lot of orders completed, reputation, so it's a bit maybe, let's say, easier than just starting from beginning, but still, there's a lot of potential here. First, let's just go in the first place. The first place, when we come to this sort of category, we always have an option to go to the best selling. That's what buyers are gonna see by default. We also have a recommended. That's also a section which is available for buyers, and of course we have another section which is newest arrivals, right? So let's go in the best selling. Let's review first services. So first thing, we have an Instagram growth service, which I want to also discuss and talk about. This is actually they are one of my competitors too. I don't know if they're watching this video or not, but I mean, I admire their work because back in 2018-19 I used to have 700-800 orders in queue. We used to do over 50K, 60K per month on Fiverr, and then I think they joined in 2019, and that's where I kind of like stepped back, and they're still being very active. So we kind of like, let's say, I don't know, compete with each other, but I think it's always great when you have some people like this that you can look up to, and you can always stay motivated, come up with new ideas and new suggestions. So these kind of services, they are extremely popular. First of all, because you are offering a recurring service, and you're offering a service which has a really long value, lifetime value of the customer. So this could be 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, the customer could stay long. In my case, when I'm offering these services, for example, I can show you here, I have 2 gigs. I have one gig is growth, and I have another gig, their growth. They are somewhat similar to each other, right? There are some differences, but they are somewhat similar services, and we are doing pretty much the same. My services are more expensive than theirs, And I think you should definitely, price yourself. If you feel like you want to charge more, you should definitely charge more. I think this is the biggest thing that many sellers are afraid to raise prices. But in my opinion, it's definitely worth it. If you see the volume, if you see the quality and everything, you should definitely increase your prices. So let's review this digital marketing service, which is Instagram growth. I think first of all, if you want to do the similar service, there are a few things that you can do. The first thing is you can actually manage yourself. You can just take your phone and you can start doing those interactions, right? For example, they are offering follow, unfollow, so they will be following people, they will be unfollowing people to make those interactions, right? So you can see the follow accounts, unfollow accounts, and that's it. This is the very known strategy on Instagram. That's how you can grow accounts. And if we take a look at here, for example, at other sellers, right? So we can see this seller as well. He's doing, let's see what he's doing. He has no admin access required. Normal package promotes your account to the global audience. Again, there is a big issue with also services like this because Fiverr, Fiverr doesn't really have a good quality control on those services because I feel like they are not exactly understanding, and for them it's really hard to differentiate if it's like a legit service or if they're providing like fake followers or fake engagement, right? So I think this is the biggest issue with the marketplace. That's why I see a lot of buyers come to me. They're like, oh, I have used this seller, he just added fake followers, and that's it, right? So it hurts the marketplace. And at the same time, it's hard. I think Fiverr should definitely engage their top rate sellers, pro sellers, and help them, make this platform more healthy, make this platform more authentic with the services. So, but that's still an issue because you can see sometimes gigs which are, for example, saying that I will grow your Fiverr gig, I will help you increase, Fiverr gig sales, and that's against Fiverr terms, and they can still allow this gig because, this person just, used advantage. I don't see this gig right now, but it was definitely for like actually a month or so. Okay, let's take a look at this one. So similar, you can see there's a lot of people who are offering this kind of services as well, like a lower ticket. They're offering for, this one is like 39 euros. So if we change this to, for example, to the US dollars, let's see what's gonna be. So it's gonna be $40, right, for this kind of service. And I mean, I don't want to blame some people, but some FAQs, you can see that some sellers maybe, let's say, not copy. I mean, some of them probably copy, but there are a lot of people who are, trying to use similar descriptions, right? So they will, no fake account, they will interact with the target audience, following, liking, and following, blah, 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 right? So you can see a similar service, they're just doing it cheaper. Again, I think you can offer this service on Fiverr for sure. You can offer this service directly, right? And the best way to start is that you can just start doing this yourself, right? If you're, if you have time, if you want to make money, I think it's definitely possible to handle, at least 5 accounts to manage, even like 10 accounts, and you can be charging like, let's say $100 up to $200 per month, right? And if you have 10 accounts, that's 2,000. I mean, you can be making $2,000 per month just by managing this. I think you should, there's a lot of teaching strategies, like you can run your ads for others and that and this and that, right? In this case, I think this service, it was really popular back in 2017, 16. Then Instagram made a lot of different restrictions in 2019. I remember I had over 800 clients on a monthly basis, and then suddenly Instagram made a really big restrictions, and pretty much the whole service collapsed. And then afterwards we have to readjust, we have to find solutions, and now we can still do this, but of course the expectations are much lower than they were before. Before we can be gaining much more people, and now it's way less. So again, you can manage these accounts yourself. You can just, log into their Instagram account, start finding people, start interacting, following them, unfollowing, right? You can do this manually yourself. If you are interested to outsource it, right? So if you want to build a system, and at some point you need to do that, you cannot just do it all yourself. You will go to the places like Black Hat World Forum. So this is if you type Black Hat World Forum, you're gonna see this forum. I'm not sure if you have heard it or not. For me, for example, when I started my digital marketing career, that's one of the first places I went because I was inspired, you know, with different platforms and like different service providers that I can, you know, be inspired and see what they do. And here, if you go to the social media, if you go to the marketplace social media, just be careful, never go to the social media panels, because the biggest issue with the panel is like adding those fake followers, right? Again, you can still offer this kind of service on Fiverr to offer fake followers, but I will completely be against it, because the clients, they are okay. Some clients want to have like increase in fake followers, they just want to have that social proof, you know, but it just looks bad because the reach will be destroyed, the audience will be destroyed, it's going to look obvious that it's fake accounts, and it's just not worth it, right? Yes, it's very easy to deliver because you just click the button, you add like 1,000 fake followers and you deliver the service, and that's it, right? But then that's where the issue will come, because the buyer will be like, oh shit, like these people are not really relevant to me, or they're just not real at all. So you'll go to the social media, not social media panels, and here we can just type Instagram growth, right? So you can find this kind of services here. So let's say like this one, we're gonna take a look at this service. We're gonna also take a look at this service. We're gonna go to the second page. We're gonna do the same. Find Instagram growth services, Instagram growth. We'll find this service, says no password required, which is interesting. And then we're gonna go to the third page as well, and we're gonna find this service. So we have this service here. Let me actually take a look at this service. So you will see this manual Instagram growth service, 100% real organic, blah, 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 right? You can, of course, test it yourself. You can test it on your accounts. You can start, because, for example, here, let's take a look. They are doing pretty much what they will promise to you. So, for example, if we go back to the seller here, or even my, I mean, you know, even my service. So, for example, let's go back to them, or we can also look at my service. So I'm offering this for $140 at start. So I'm just going to change it to US. I'm offering this at 140 to start, right? So I mean, you know, Fiverr takes their commission, so of course we need to give up that 20%, but we're still left with a good amount, right? And then afterwards, you can see here, for example, what they do. They are interacting with people. They are engaging in relevant followers. They are doing welcome DMs, so they're sending those welcome messages. They are also offering manual posting, right? But we don't really need to do that unless you want to offer that as well. And then you can see the pricing here. So 400 to 1,000 followers, we are at $40 USD, right? And then they can actually decrease it to 30 if there are 3 months discounts, and I'm sure you can, you know, negotiate with them and but let's say it's a 40 USD per account, right? So it's still 40 USD per account, even if you offer this like at 120 US dollars on Fiverr, yeah, minus the 40, so you're left with 50-60 bucks profit, which is not bad, right? Considering that you don't need to do really anything, you just need to keep up with the communication. You need to obviously communicate with them, and that's pretty much it, right? But you can see that it is possible. It's not like, you know, rocket science. That, you know, you can find these certain services that there. You can read their reviews. Growth Media is currently working the review copy, blah blah blah. So yeah, I mean, of course, not everyone's going to be like super happy, right? But that's the nature of marketing. Not everyone is going to be happy with your service. That's normal. But at least that's how you can sort of, you know, find these services, and you can eventually, you know, offer it for certain pricing. You pay them that price, and you can make the difference. And that's how a lot of SMMA services work. You know, they can use, in my case as well, I'm doing the service and I'm charging the client, for example, for $40, and they are selling this for $250 or $300 or $500 or more, right? So you will see different types. Of course, if you're just starting and you don't have a lot of social proof, credibility, it's going to be hard to sell this service for more expensive, because when you reach out to potential buyer, they see that you don't have a lot of social proof, so it's going to be hard to convince them to pay high. But if you establish yourself already, then it's a different story. So you can be using, for example, them at $30, $40 per account, and you can be charging your client $500, for example. And of course, you can do this outside of Fiverr, because, you know, it's just not the nature of Fiverr. You don't see services for $500 on Fiverr unless you make like a premium package and you upsell it, right? I think on Fiverr, you can even structure your packages like more expensive, and you can drive traffic from outside. So you can be, for example, having like, let's say, running some paid ads, right? You can run them to the landing page, and then you can redirect them to your Fiverr account, or you can run them to your Instagram account, and then you can, you know, discuss in the DMs with them, and then eventually you can push them to order from your Fiverr page. There are multiple ways, but I think, you know, a lot of people make it super overcomplicated, and in reality, if you just, you know, passionate about digital marketing, you will find these services that you can offer, right? I mean, there will be always providers. Okay, this one is a more expensive because they're using a mother-child method, right? So it's a bit different. You don't need to have an Instagram password from the client. You can see how it works. But again, this could be a high-ticket service, right? If this works, if they're happy, like these people are happy with the service, you can upsell it on Fiverr as well. So there are a lot of opportunities for you as well to offer and do. So I think it's just a matter of kind of like, you know, narrowing your focus, you know, and just try to develop a service. You don't need to be a, you know, genius or magician. There are people who have their own systems, their own already, you know, everything is implemented, and you can use their own system, and you can be paying for that system, and then in exchange you will offer this service. Again, me personally, I like to have a full control of what I'm doing, so I don't directly use a service like this, right? But at the beginning I was using, because I didn't have a system, I didn't have a team as well, right? So I was kind of like just getting started. So for me, for example, if I'm just starting from the beginning, what I will do, I will manage accounts myself, let's say, just to get the momentum, just to know, you know, the limits, know like the workflow, right? And then I will go to the services like this, and then just, you know, try to establish collaboration and just see how they will perform for the clients. I will run maybe some of my accounts with them, see how it goes, so I can understand their workflow, and then I will offer this for the clients as well. There are a lot of services like this. In 2018, 2019, there were a lot more services with Instagram growth. Right now it's a bit less, because it's a harder service to offer, but you can still see, for example, you know, like this seller, she has over 90 orders in queue. Okay, she's doing 5 days delivery, $25, $80, $130, right? But still, she's charging $130. It's still a healthy profits when you look at this. Let's say this person here, 86 orders in queue, right? It's a big service. It's I mean, you see it works, and he's charging $1,500 for 15. Wow, that's really impressive. I mean, 15 days for $100, that's pretty good. So and you can see 150 people, you know, he is promising, I guess, 200 people, interesting, and then here's 170 people. 86 orders in queue. He's a top-rated seller. I mean, you know, credit to him. I mean, you know, he's as well from Bangladesh. It's definitely great revenue as well. So he was able to establish himself. So, you know, if you're looking at this video and you are, you know, from countries, you know, like, okay, Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, and you're feeling like, oh, you know, I can say this easily because I speak English, I'm on camera, you know, I have some personal brand, so for me it's easy. But you can see people like this who are also started from zero, but they were just not giving up. They were going with their strategy, and now you can see how they are developing themselves. This one, this is a content management, so it's a bit different. Let's take a look at this one. 12 orders in queue. They are doing an engagement for 4 days, engagement for 30 days, $100. So, you know, when I was offering this service, no one was offering this at $100. Everyone was offering this low, right? Now you can see everyone is offering, I mean, most of them are at $100, right? So that means that the price is growing as well. This one, he has Alian, he has 2 orders in queue. Let's take a look at a few more people. Let's take a look at her, 32 orders in queue. This service is really popular. I mean, there is still market out there. There is still possibility for you, 15 orders, 4 orders in queue. I think that's what you should look for, you know, when you think about, okay, can I offer, or, you know, can I offer a service like this? The answer is yes, because the demand is always there. 27 orders in queue, right? So, and he has it at 140 as his maximum package. Again, descriptions looks fine, you know, from Pakistan. Okay, I mean, it's not a problem. It doesn't matter where you're from, but you can see the results. Again, I think, you know, and if you look at all of those pictures as well, yes, they have a person and the picture, but not many of them have a video, right? Okay, like Tommy has a video, other people, not many, because they're not very comfortable showing it themselves. So in my opinion, like, if you can speak, you know, and you need to get comfortable. I remember my videos when I was 2016, I was like speaking English really bad because it's not my native language. And I was shy, but I knew that the video will make a difference, because someone who is watching the video will be like, oh, I have this connection, or I have a trust in this person, or this person is explaining well. So that's why video are crucial. They're gonna make a huge difference on your journey as well. So guys, I want to show you this video that it is possible. The service like Instagram growth, which could be like a very small service to offer, but it has a huge demand and people are definitely ordering. They need help with their Instagram. The same goes with TikTok. TikTok has exactly the same sort of like an interface that you can follow, unfollow, engage with people, and you'll be gaining more people. For TikTok, it's more complicated to do it, but there is still a lot of demand for that. So hopefully that was useful. Feel free to send me a message on Instagram if you feel that you want to say hi, or if you have a question. I'll do my best to reply. Feel free to check out my stories. I'm always sharing some behind the scenes of my running an agency on Fiverr. If you also want to get some education, you can obviously check the previous videos, or you can click the link in the description to the freelancehustle.com and subscribe to my newsletter, which you will be receiving some more education materials, and you can have my free course as well if you want to learn about my progress and, you know, my tips and strategies. I think that will be useful. Thank you so much again, and I hope to see you in the next video.